Maudsley drew detailed plans and made sketches of the monuments. In this manner, he established a base for later archaeological studies. He carefully analyzed the sculptured motifs which decorated the walls of the buildings. His attention was caught by the frequent representation of the serpent. The molds of reliefs and glyphs which he made enabled the study of the inscriptions.
The best of my tools was the camera. The dry gelatin negative had just been invented, and this enabled photographers to work in previously inaccessible places.
The major contribution of Maudsley was his photographs, which have since been used in the restoration and preservation of many objects believed to have been lost to erosion, vandalism, and theft. Some of the monuments photographed by Maudsley revealed a richness of design carved in stone. For many years, it was thought that these carvings represented gods and priests, and that the glyphs were concerned only with the calendar. Much later, we came to know their real significance. Some of these designs were also found in the Maya books we call codices. Only 4 of these have survived.
Y estos son glifos.
Ah, como el mío.
They contain glyphs.
Sí. Vamos a mandarlos descifrar.
We must send yours away for deciphering. Most of the knowledge we have of ancient Maya life comes from the writings of a Franciscan, Diego de Landa, a monk who came to Yucatan in 1549.
¿Quiénes son esos hombres? ¿Qué están haciendo? Ellos.
He used to observe the Maya and noted their use of glyphs, and later tried to translate them into Spanish. In his writings, Landa established the base for deciphering the glyphs, which were a mixture of syllables and words.
They wrote in their books about their sciences. The sciences they taught were the counting of days, months, and years, festivals and ceremonies, cures for illness, and the art of reading and writing. We found a great number of such books. Since they contained nothing but the works of the devil, we burned them all, which caused them much grief.
In his attempt to convert the Maya to Christianity, Landa destroyed their religious possessions, burning many of the codices.
Pero dime, ¿y qué pasó con la escritura si los libros fueron destruidos?
What happened to the writing if the books were destroyed?
Por suerte, no solo en los libros escribían los mayas.
Fortunately, the Maya wrote not only in books. We find writing on their stone monuments and on pottery, as on this plate found in the Yucatan area. It's a passage from the Popol Vuh, a Maya legend.
Una leyenda maya.
The glyphic writing was forgotten after the burning of the codices. "50 years after Maudsley's photos were published, they were also used by scholars to study the glyphs and inspired many expeditions to the region. As the first glyphs were decoded, it was believed that all the texts were religious in nature, concerned with passage of time and the observation of the stars. It was thought the Maya were peaceful people, living in harmony with nature, scattered in the jungle. In 1946, a discovery was made which cast more light on the mystery of the Maya. The theories were about to dramatically change. Photographer Giles Healy was making an expedition to the jungle inhabited by the Lacandon.
I spent more than 2 years in the region with the Lacandon Indians filming their daily life. I noticed that from time to time the men would disappear for a couple of days. They were making a pilgrimage to a temple, but it was impossible to follow them. So I gave them shotguns with a small amount of powder and left for a month or two. When I returned, they said, "We like your guns, but we're out of powder." So I said, "I'll give you more powder if you'll show me your temples." I'll never forget being guided to Bonampak. They looked to the temples with much reverence, conducting a ceremony as we arrived at each one.